So there's a definitive way to launch a business selling a product that you're gonna love. And it's got like three critical principles that I would like to really just kind of share. And the first of these is, you gotta find a product that you really love. So for me, that's a big difference maker, because one of the things I've seen over the years, even experience, is that you might see somebody selling a product online or out there in the real world, and then you have a whole bunch of people, like maybe thousands of people, maybe with zero experience. They actually just jump into this thing, and everybody starts selling accounting software, or trying to make accounting software because they kind of see like the big accounting startup, right? Also, everybody starts trying to sell graphic design software because they see the success of like Canva or Figma. And what you have is you have the original, let's call it the iPhone, and then you got like 20,000 uh, half star uh, copycats that are complete garbage. And that happens more often than you would think in the product selling and business world, where people are just kind of selling these things that are half baked, really bad, really shoddy. And if you buy them and you use them, it's gonna be pretty much a waste of money because they don't work as advertised. So you have the iPhone, and you got like a million copycats that are really just junk phones that don't really do anything. And those people are not gonna make a lot of money. In a lot of ways, if you're one of those people, and that's what you've dedicated your life to, um, one, you don't like phones, you don't like smartphones, you don't love the technology, you're just an opportunist, and you think you're gonna make money from making your own Me Too version, but you actually don't understand the product, because you're just chasing one fad after the other. And so this happens a lot, and in a lot of ways it's gonna hold you back. So the first thing that I'd really like to point out there is just this idea that I have, that pick first of all a product that you really love, something that you're super passionate about. And the third thing is something that you have a lot of knowledge about, right? Like that's gonna put you so much further ahead in the game. Like an example I like to give, in my product, in my program, the product business league. um, the example I like to give there, that I've actually kind of just been sharing inside of the product, inside of the program in Discord, is this thing where I say, in my life, I give my own example. Like in my life, um, I've been playing the guitar for a long, long time, and I've bought guitars multiple times, multiple guitars. I've played the guitar countless times, um, and I've analyzed and looked at guitars in the market countless times. So what it's made me is, it's made me a guy that that is super knowledgeable about guitars in a way that the average person is not. And so, one, I have a passion for the product. Secondly, I've bought the product a lot more than the typical person. Thirdly, I know a lot more about the product than the typical person. Now, those three things are really good if you're trying to do a product based business. Those three things are really good signs, or uh, you know uh, enablers and advantages for when you're trying to do a product based business. Is you should really focus on a product where those three things are true for you. For you, it might be different. It might be that you really love cooking, you've been teaching cooking all your life, um, and you actually won a cooking championship 5 years ago. And so you know a ton about cooking in a way that most people don't. So that's a good sign that maybe you need to do something around cooking. Like you can either like sell a cooking course, or you can sell products around cooking, like the best pans, the best stove tops, the best cooking utensils, the best cooking setups. Like you know so much more about the topic than basically anybody else. So that's an advantage for you. Or you got guys that know a lot more about sports cars than just about anyone around. Like they can tell you all about the engine, how you fix that, what it takes to replace or modify this and that, and they actually got all this stuff set up in their own garages, and they've been modifying these cars basically since they were teenagers. That means these guys should be doing something around sports cars. If they do sell something around sports cars, they're gonna be a lot more successful than the average person, because they just know so much more about the area than pretty much anybody else. So that approach is so much different from the approach where you're kind of jumping from fed to fed and you know zero about the product. You're gonna be so much more successful with your product-based business when you're kind of playing in your area of excellence. Now, the next big principle to really have success with your own product-based business is gonna be this thing that I've been talking about lately on my channel, where I talk about building a foundation, building a personal brand. We're living in a world dominated by social media. Look at all the people that are really big these days. People like Mr. Beast, people like Rick Ross, people like Elon Musk, many other people. A lot of these people are so big in large part because they are living in the algorithms on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube, all kinds of platforms. And if you can do the same thing for yourself, you're gonna get to success so much faster with your own product-based business. Now, with that said, I've actually put together, like I mentioned, a full program, and it's a live coaching program, the Product Business League. Now, there's actually a free tier where you can get a lot of these lessons for free as well, and we actually go so much deeper than we can on YouTube, just because YouTube, the way the algorithms are, it kind of tends to surface a lot of kind of like entry level information. If you really want to know how the real advanced equations actually work, uh, a lot of the time that kind of stuff doesn't tend to perform that well on YouTube. So the really advanced people are not posting that stuff, but they are teaching it in their private masterminds and things like that. So now if you actually go to the Product Business League Discord channel, which I'm going to link in the description, you can actually enroll in the program completely for free. And actually kind of get started. Now you could also upgrade to the paid version, but you can actually enroll and take advantage of the program for free, because the idea is really let's get a lot more people the knowledge of what it really takes to build their own product-based businesses online. It's a process that's taken me literally a decade to scope out, working with companies, working in the space, and discovering the lessons, and really discovering, for one thing, my own passion for the online marketing and marketing space in general. So like I mentioned, remember this thing about passion is just so important. If you're gonna go out there and do something which you're not passionate about, that's really gonna be an obstacle to your success. So with that said, I hope you take those two lessons to heart and you apply them in building your own product-based business.